such a beautiful day this morning, and it's such a shame that we're only here for a few hours today. We need to head into town because today's the day that we usually pick up our compost, and while we'll usually do that late afternoon or early evening on days that it's beautiful like today is, we've actually got a few errands to run. I also have a dairy order that I'm picking up. I purchased $30 worth of dairy, which is 10 litres of milk and 2 litres of cream, so I can make some yogurt and I can make some butter. And this has all been bought with funds that I've made from selling produce from our land. I've got about $16 left in the kitties, so I do need to top it up so I can buy some flour in about a month's time, I reckon, and a few other things, and obviously continually buying dairy too, because I don't want my yogurt starter culture to go off, so I want to continually make yogurt so I can keep refreshing it. But this morning, before we leave, I'm going to plant a few seeds out. I'm going to direct sow these ones, and I'm also going to go into my mini greenhouse just over here, and I'm going to check which seedlings are ready to plant out, because I'm pretty sure I've got a little bit of celery in there that's ready to be planted out. And the awesome thing about that is I've never successfully grown celery from seed because it's so tiny and it takes so much nurturing that I always tend to kill it by the time it's ready to go out in the garden. But this time I managed to get 3 to a seedling stage, which I'm pretty happy with. Now I just have to plant it in there and hopefully no snails or slugs get it. So I'm just going to go into here and grab them out. So it looks like there's a few things ready. I've got 2 celery plants. Feeling a little bit uninspired for lunch. I'm not really sure what to make that we can take and eat with us on the road. It's these days that I find the hardest. We've got to wait till little lammies are ready for the next bottle so we can leave for 4 hours until the next bottle is due. So we're just got to time it right, and that means that we're going to be on the road for lunch. So not really sure what I'm going to do. I've got some beef jerky. I can pick some veggies to snack on in the car, I suppose. I just don't know what. So we're just in the food forest again today. I'm going to be direct sowing a few seeds in here, some sunflowers and some nasturtiums. So nasturtiums are a great ground cover, but you can also eat them. You can eat the leaves, the flowers, and you can use the seeds. The replacement for capers. I love capers. Paul's not a huge fan, but maybe he'll try these ones. What else have I got to grow in here? I think that's it. Oh, I've also got a little bit of silver beet to pop through here. It's not a perennial as such, but it does self-seed beautifully, and I've never had to buy silver beet seeds again after I was given a few seedlings. So Squizzy's helped us plant some sunflower seeds. So I've got the nasturtiums, the sunflowers, and I threw a heap of silver beet in here too. And now we're going to go plant some carrots together. Israel's helped me weed this row, and he's replanting the lettuce in the food forest because he loves to eat it, so he's trying to keep it alive. And now we're going to plant some seeds once he comes back. So Israel's planted this lettuce and he's going to plant a few more. There's a few poppies in there, so if you see something green, go around it.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure if it was a weed or not, so I just went around it.
Cool.
Okay, that one. Another one there.
Yep.
And then I'll move on to another tree.
Okay. So I've just been to a couple of op shops and I got myself this fur hat. I've been after one of these for ages and I've been looking at all the op shops I've been going to. So I'm really wrapped. And Israel's been looking for one too, and he got himself a real deal Cobra, just like his dad. And Jai got a felt hat too, so he has a little cowboy hat on. We also got Jai, we'll take this off because it's hard to sit in the car with it. We also got Jai this flannel shirt, checkered shirt for winter. It's great for winter out here. Got Zara a little Nike. I bought these with some of our money from our grow, forage, barter, sell fund. They were 3 for $2 and they were, sorry, 3 for $1. So we got 6 for $2. And the kids have enjoyed these on the way home. They're really yummy oranges. And the last thing that I got was an aloe vera plant. Super cool. Zara and I are going to go feed the lambs. She's wearing her new pajamas. You gonna call the lammies? Okay, do you wanna hold the bottle? Lammies!
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 Good girl.
Yeah, you go hold it upside down. Right there. It wasn't her, that's why.
Hi. Anyone drink? Yeah, you want drink.
Rex.
It is dinner time and we haven't prepared anything for dinner. We had a snacky lunch in the car, which was great. The kids actually really loved it. But now we need to go find some inspiration from the garden and figure out what we're going to cook. Because I don't know. Zara's helping herself to a snack of broccoli.
Whoa.
Whoops. Yum. Is that your favourite?
It's my favorite.
That's good. So it's dairy night, which means that I need to get my yogurt on, I need to get my cultured cream on to make cultured butter, and I need to make some ricotta for dinner because it's starting to get a little bit late. I like to make cultured butter. It just means that there's more bacteria, good bacteria, in with the butter and it gives it a great flavour. So I've got my pure cream and I'm going to fill up my jar as much as I can. And I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of yogurt, of natural live yogurt. And I'm going to mix that in. I'm going to leave this at room temperature for 12 to 24 hours so it can culture like yogurt would. When the time's up, I'm going to pop it in the fridge for a few hours to let it get really cold. This is really important. And then I'm going to whisk it until it forms butter, until it splits. The buttermilk from the butter fats. And that is your butter. I'll show you how to do that tomorrow on tomorrow's vlog. But for now, I just need to let this sit at room temperature to ferment. Okay, so I've got my milk in 2 pots because I'm going to be making 2 things. I need to get my milk on the heat. I need to get my yogurt milk up to 80 degrees. Now I've got my ricotta milk, so I've got 2 litres in here. I've got about 5.5 to 6 litres in the big pot. I need to do the ricotta in 2 stages. So first I need to get it to 60 degrees. Starting dinner off with apple juice that we pressed last apple season. I think it was about February that we foraged road apples. We got 300 kilos and we made apple cider, hard apple cider, apple juice. The pot for the ricotta is at 60 degrees Celsius or 140 Fahrenheit, which means for this 2 litres of milk, I need to put in half a tablespoon of salt. And I've got to stir it again, and now I've got to let it come to 92 degrees Celsius. You've got to make sure the milk doesn't come to the boil, otherwise it denatures the proteins and it won't form curds for you. That's for the ricotta. We're at 80 degrees, which is 176 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're about to take this off the heat and pop it in a sink of cold water until it gets to 35 degrees, which is about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Steaming the silver bait until it's nice and cooked down. And I'm waiting for the ricotta to get to 92 degrees Celsius or 198 degrees Fahrenheit. So in my jug, I've got 150 mils of white vinegar and 200 mils of water, and I'm going to stir that in. And you can see it's already forming curds. It's already split it. So I'm just going to give that another quick stir, and I'm going to leave this for a few minutes and then I'll strain it out. So I've just poured the ricotta into this strainer over a jug to let it drain out, and then I'm going to mix it with my spinach and some lemon zest and probably some parsley too, but first I need to try it.
Can I try it, Mum?
It's really, really yummy.
Can I try it?
Mix the cheese, the ricotta cheese and the silver beet that's been cooked and some raw parsley with some salt and pepper. And now I'm going to add 3 eggs. Dinner. So I've got the milk down to 35 degrees Celsius, which is about 94 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to add in 400 mils of yogurt I've made previously. If this is your first batch of yogurt, just buy a yogurt from the store, a natural yogurt that's got live cultures in it. So either a natural Greek or just a plain natural is fine. Greek is just strained yogurt. We really like Greek yogurt here. Might turn this into Greek yogurt and show you how to do that tomorrow. So I'm just going to give it a whisk to make sure all the yogurt is evenly mixed through the milk, so it's got all the bacteria in it to ferment it. So I've put my my yogurt, my milk and my yogurt culture that I've mixed together into these 2-litre jars, and I've popped it into my dehydrator, and I'm going to turn it on to 110 for 12 hours. Close the doors. Press start. Now if you don't have a large dehydrator like I do, you can still make yogurt. I used to make it in the oven before I bought this dehydrator. I put it on 50 degrees Celsius, that was 110 Fahrenheit. So I put it on 50 degrees Celsius, I left the door ajar, and I left it in there for 6 to 12 hours until it was thick. This is going to be on overnight, and I'm going to check it in the morning and it should be nice and thick. If you like a really thick yogurt, which I do, like a Greek yogurt, you just line a colander or a strainer with muslin cloth and you pour it in there and you let it drain for 4 to 6 hours, and then you collect all the whey in the bottom, which you can use to cook with, to ferment with, or to make ricotta with if you add a little bit of milk to it. Yeah, you're left with this beautiful, creamy, luscious yogurt that we really love, and we actually use it in place of sour cream.